Hello, this is just a second addition to my pack guide. Hopefully, I can help you guys with what the best setup is for the companion array, and to add further details to the pack guide that I didn't include in the first guide. Um, Someone was asking questions about the devouring. Yeah, you can use a blue star pet to devour the purple pet, and you would just get the free talents. So of course you can do that with a green pet, wherever my green pet is. But you can use the green pet on a purple or gold pet, and then that will transfer it up to the purple state with the talents. Furthermore, if you want to discard your pet, you can transfer the intimacy to another pet that you have. Um, and then, so that loses less of the items, because when you remove the pact you only get a bit of the items back, but you can transfer the intimacy. I don't think you can transfer XP. The mood, you can use these crackers, or it just spends 300 notes to increase the mood. So for example, my pet here is just 300 notes. If you see, my notes will go down, and then the mood goes up. So I don't need this pet anymore, so I'll show you. The intimacy, you just swap it over to another pet, and it has a 90% ratio, so you transfer that over to the other pet. And then that loses its intimacy, which then goes to the pet which I put it on. And also you can remove the pact here. Hopefully this gets some of the XP back. So it's only for if you don't think you're going to use the pet again and you want to get some of the XP back. But you remove the pact. Click delete. And then you should get a mail with some of the items. So you get some of the items that you used in training it up. It's not as much as it used to level it up, so don't do it unless you really need to or really don't want the pet. And you can then use those items to increase your pet's level or something. Okay, so quickly, if those who want the quick version of the guide, pretty much what you want to get in your companion array is Baichi, Ren, or Sai who are here. Baichi or Ren is strongest DPS, but if you have, for example, your attributes like my last pet, as you saw in the last video, getting the Chosen, then it has actually more stats than a normal Kai can get. So if you do have the Chosen one on side, then it's good to put either here or here, just depending on what one you want to summon. But if you want the most amount of DPS, then Bai or Ren, putting this here is the best. You can get a green or blue one, so don't waste money buying a purple one if you're only going to put the Bai in this slot. These are common jobs from 12 temples, so try and do 12 temples as much as you can. The slot up here, melee is the best for magic defense. I will show you the guide that I made, and also I'll link it in the description in a minute, but this is just a quick version. If you do want the best defense for physical defense, then go for Bai, Saihua, or Ren in this slot as well. And again, obviously, you can get that green or blue. And for HP, all the time, it's gonna be this pet in this here. But as you can see, I have the green pet here in this slot, and it still gives me a ton of HP. So it's just to show you that you don't need purple pets in these slots. As long as you don't plan to summon them, green or blue pets are fine. Don't waste your money on purple pets for these. Um, so all of these pets are just going to your guard bonus, which goes to your character, which I explained in the last video. And then for the middle pet, it's dependent on what you're gonna do, but if you want the most amount of DPS, then for example in PvE, then you want the Baiza, Sen, Ren, or Seihua. Or if you're gonna play in BGs, then it would depend. I will show you in the guide in a more depth guide. But yeah, if you want more DPS, then Bai, Ren, or Sai are the best to put in the summon. But if you want more supportive or 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 2, then Z-Ren is gonna be the best. Let me just turn the music down a bit. Let's go this one. Yeah, this is more better for supportive class. Um, but in 3 versus 3 and 2 versus 2, people are using this pet in China, and I've linked those videos in my Google Docs, so you can see the videos of everyone using this class. But sometimes people are also using Astra, and also in PvE, if you're not DPSing and you want a bit more healing, like a boss is quite difficult, then the Astra is actually really good to use, and that's also linked in the 12 Temples China doing that run, and you see some Blade Masters or Vanguards using the Astra pet because it has some nice healing skills. Other companions are also really good in PvP. Um, Hyphen Princess can be quite good for supportive class. But yeah, that's just the quick version of what the classes are best, what slots. I mean, you can play that around a bit, but for me, I want more magic defense, so I pick Millie because she has the highest spirit. And then this is the most DPS, but you can literally put by here, and by there here. But yep, that's that. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. You do want to get 20 intimacy on the pet that you're summoning. This increases the magic attack and physical attack, and as well as the defense by 5%. So the higher you get that, the better, but the higher you get it, the more diminishing returns it has. So I'm not sure the perfect level, but you at least want to get level 20 because, as you can see, you need level 20 to awaken the pet. So level 20 is a good number to start off with. You can do that with these horns, with these pay-to-win maps. Or also if you go Control G on the map and you go to Noble Treasury, you can buy them from the guild here for 600 guild fealty. Or rare specialties, you can get 585 fealty for the blue ones. The guild NPC hasn't been updated yet, I don't believe, so you have to go into the Noble Treasury here to buy those items. I think that's everything. I will touch on skills on the actual guide in a minute. But for the pets that you're summoning here, if you can get the attributes or skills, for example, Vigor for the health pet, if you can get this skill here, that's really helpful, as that would increase the HP that you get by a lot. Same for this pet, if you can get Spirit, which I don't have, but if you can get the skill Spirit or Vigor, depending what Dexterity, depending what you want, because defense is Spirit and Dexterity, not Vigor. For some reason, Dexterity gives physical defense, as you can see here. It gives attack speed and physical defense, whereas Vigor's just HP, and Spirit gives magic defense. And then the attack option you want there, you just want the skills with the most amount of bonuses, for example the intelligence skill. But again, that'll be shown in the guide that I have written. So if I show you the guide now, and I switch this, that's this. Okay, starting from the top, I will link this guide in the description anyway, so if people want to use this, then feel free. The defense here, I've wrote down all the pets here, and I have shown you the dexterity, which is the physical defense, the spirit, which is the magic defense, and the total, so you can kind of see what pet's given the most amount in total. I've highlighted the best ones in green. I put them in 3 different tiers. Tier 1's the best, Tier 2's second best, Tier 3 is the worst. So try and get one from Tier 1 if possible. If not, then Tier 2's shouldn't be too much worse. Um, Really, this depends if you want more physical defense or magic defense. So in the dexterity, if you want more physical defense, then go for Saihura, and this is in this slot here. Saihura, Ren, or Baiza, because you can see they have the highest dexterity, which is the physical defense. So if you want more physical defense guard bonus, then put any of those 3 here as tier 1. If you want more magic defense, then put Millie, as she has the highest spirit. So put her here if you want more magic defense. Again, you can put something else which has highest stats in general. So, but then again, I've put that in the tier list here. The greens being the best, and then oranges being second best. So Shiro's not too bad in total, 3,240. Not too far away from Millie. So Shiro could go here if you wanted that. Like, didn't want to spend too much, or if you found a Shiro pet and you don't have anything else to put there, then that's fine to put there. And remember, you can get all these pets quite commonly from 12 temples, so try to figure out 12 temples and run that with a group as much as you can. The health combination, which is this one here, again listed the pets and listed down their vigors. You can see the greens are the best, so Chiran has 2,550, you want to put him there as much as possible. Corian's second best, 2,410, so if you have Corian, then feel free to put him there. And then orange or yellow are put as tier 2s, so you kind of want to get Mantu or Astera if you don't have Ziran or Corian to put here. The attacking option, pretty simple again. Listed the pets, and this is their intelligence or their strengths, their highest attributes. So the greens being best, Seihu is an attackive strength-based pet, so it has the one of the highest attackive throws, but again I've got the chosen one, so if you can't get that, then Seihu is a really nice pet to put here. Otherwise, the Ren or Baize are the 2 best DPS slots to put in this one. Pretty much you want to try and get Ren or Baize in this slot here. If you can't do that, then obviously get the next best option, which could be Millie, Kalia, which have the next highest at 2,170. If you can't obviously get Seihiro as well. But as I say, do 12 temples and you should be able to get these in no time. And then going on to the pet combinations in the middle pet. As I say here, it depends. If you're in BG, then I think for Blade Masters, Z-Way could be a good pet. As if you look at some of their awakening skills, it can be quite helpful. It has a 3-second stun on the awakening skill, which could be helpful for BMs, as well as doing a lot of DPS, and it has high dexterity, if I show you in game. It has a high dexterity as well as vigor, as well as spirit, and as well as attack, so Z-Way could be a good class for BMs, and if you check their awakening skill, it says that they are stunned for 3 seconds, so that could be a nice addition for BMs, which could be a good pet for them in BGs. And then if I go back here, I think for any DPS class, whether you're Sword Mage, Gunslinger, Cultist, or Vanguard, then stick with Baize, Ren, or Saihura. Mostly Baize or Saihura's best. If you want Ren, then that will increase your mobility, so maybe Spirit Shapers or Cultists, you may want Ren just for the increased mobility. For Vanguard support, you could use Chiran or Astera. You could also use, if I show you, you could also use Manto. He has some quite nice talents. But just look around, like, as well, it's not just about min-maxing, you know, have fun with a few different pets, see what their talents are doing. But one thing I will say is that the pet that you're summoning, you want to be purple or gold as much as possible. But yeah, just keep doing 12 temples, get the pet jobs, because you more want to get the skills than the actual pets themselves. The pets will become more common every day. The skills will be harder to get. For a cultist, any tanky pet, like a cultist or spirit shapers, healers, any tanky pets do, or healing pets, supportive pets, the princess, Astra, all good pets. Just depends on what you want to do. Just read the talents and choose for yourself. But again, if you do just want DPS, pure DPS, Baizer, Ren, or Saihura are good. But yeah, read the talents and play around. But like I say, have fun with the pets as well. Don't just go for the ones that have the strongest DPS all the time. For PvE or DPS, you want to be getting the most amount of DPS. Even healers, if you don't need extra healing, then get that extra DPS. Go for Bai or Ren, or of course Saihura if you have the chosen one, or really good stat attributes. If you do need more healing, sometimes some classes like Blade Masters or Vanguards are using Astra or Chiran. You can see that in some of the videos here that the Chinese people were using in 12 Temples. So feel free to use that in the guide, which is linked in the description. And in 3 versus 3, pretty much everyone is using Chiran. Is the most OP pet. Some people are using Astra, like some sword mages are using that, but in 3 versus 3, it's all about giving people those healing bonuses and those tanky attributes. And this link shows you a few videos which you can go on to and watch the 3 versus 3s that they have, and you'll see everyone using those pets. So these are the skills that you want to get. This is an example of a Chinese player who has Baize, God Baize. He also has, which I think is Destiny, I'm not too sure. Um, Vivi's guide shows it better somewhere. I can find it. I don't know. But yeah, you should read Vivi's guide as well. It's really good. But these are what I translated the skills to be. So if you do have Baizer, then these are the skills you want to be looking out for, I think. Maybe there's a few skills that you might want to swap, or there might be ones that you can't afford to get something else. But again, start off with normal skills and then unlock the advanced skills. And obviously 12 Temple drops these skills, so doing 12 Temples is really good for your pets. But starting off with this skill, really good skill, increase your magic attack by 17.6%. I think the normal skill is just half that. Any of the normal skills are just half these values. This one's the Vigor by 0.64. This one's Dexterity, increases the Dexterity by 0.64 times pet level. And then if you have more than 1800, then you get an extra 20 Dexterity. Same for Intelligence, which is here. I have that in game, one of them. If I show you what it looks like. For example, this one. Increases intelligence by battle companion level times 0.64. If intelligence credential increases 1800, an extra 20 intelligence is added. So skills like that you only want to add to the pet that you're summoning. It'll be really costly at this point to put that on the outer pets, but of course you can do that and add a little bit more DPS, but only do that for the pets that you're summoning right now. You can read this for yourself, but yeah, you kind of want magic defense, you want physical defense, you want the increased vigor by 0.64, dexterity by 0.64, intelligence by 0.64, and spirit by 0.64. This one I can translate, which I think may be health or something, but it increases it by 20%. So if you do want that for the Baizer pet, like an intelligence pet, then that's what these ones translate to. As for the fox pet, um, everything is pretty much the same, except instead of intelligence, you want strength and the physical attack runes. But otherwise, everything else is the same. You want more physical defense, more spirit, dexterity. But you can read this in the guide. I'll provide that in a link. Um, Going back to my guide in general, if you look at Vivi, this is what you want to get if you want physical defense here. But this is another good layout of the companion array. But if you can get this pet, this one here, the Foxwind pet, then it's best in slot in every single one. But obviously you want to summon it first, but the Fox pet's best in every single slot. So if you can get that, then and you're super paid to win, then yeah, that is the min max. About this pet, I heard that you can get this from Seeking Spirits, and of course you can get it from combining 99 Divinity runes. But yeah, apparently there's a rare chance of you getting this from Seeking Spirits, so keep doing your Seeking Spirits. If there's anything else that I'm forgetting, let me just think. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I covered everything, but yeah, just try and unlock as many skills as you can. Get there in 12 temples. Level your pets as high as you can in each one. Try and focus on these two first, as highest level as you can for more DPS. Only for the pet that you're summoning, get the intimacy to around about level 20 or 21. That'll increase the attack by 10% as stated before. And yeah, any links are in the Google documents. And yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask me in game. I am on Moonsea, Starsky on Moonsea. Or feel free to PM me on Discord. Or yeah, feel free to reply to a comment on YouTube and I'll be happy to answer. But thankfully it's helped guys. I might make a guide on 12 temples on itself, but I have completed the first tour and the first tour is really easy. You can do that with anyone, and there's chance for at least blue maps to drop, and they're quite common. So don't be afraid to get in and do them. Okay, thanks guys.